Welcome once again to the lesson. The subject is corporate governance and ethics. Today we are going to study the utilitarianism theory of corporate governance. We've been studying the theories of corporate governance and ethics. Today we turn our attention to the utilitarianism theory. Utilitarianism utilitarianism theory. Now, this theory suggests that the moral values of an action is determined by its ability to produce the greatest amount of happiness or pleasure for the greatest number of people. You understand? It suggests that the moral value of an action the moral value of an action is determined by its ability to produce the greatest amount of happiness, to produce the greatest amount of happiness or pleasure. And this amount of happiness and pleasure is for the greatest number of people. For the greatest number of people. That is the utilitarian theory. It suggests that the moral value of an action is determined by its ability to produce the greatest amount of happiness or pleasure for the greatest number of people. And according to this theory, actions that produce the greatest net benefit to society are considered morally right, while actions that produce more harm than good are considered morally wrong. That is generally speaking. But in the context of corporate governance and ethics, utilitarian theory suggests that firms have a moral duty to act in a way that maximizes the overall net benefit to the society. That does what? That maximizes the overall benefit to the society. And that may involve making decisions that balance the interests of different stakeholders, such as the shareholders, the employees, the customers, and the wider community, in order to maximize overall welfare. That is the utilitarianism theory. Now, the critics of this theory argue that it may lead to a focus on short-term gains and overlook the long-term consequences, as well as the importance of individual rights and freedoms. There may also be disagreements about how to measure the overall net benefit to society and how to weigh the interests of different stakeholders. Now, despite such criticisms, candidates, the utilitarianism theory has had a significant impact on corporate governance and ethics because it has helped to shape the development of the CSR initiatives, which encourages firms to consider the broader impact of their actions on society and the environment, as well as the development of sustainability reporting frameworks, which aim to provide a more comprehensive view of a firm's social and environmental impact. So that is the utilitarian theory. So what are some of the benefits of this theory? Number one, focus on tangible outcomes. Focus on tangible outcomes is a benefit. Utilitarianism theory emphasizes the practical consequences of decisions, prioritizing actions that lead to measurable improvements such as increased profit, job creation, or a positive environmental impact. Its focus on tangible outcomes is a benefit. Two, adaptability. Adaptability. It improves, or we can say it provides a flexible framework that can then be applied to various situations considering the specific context and stakeholders involved, allowing for tailored solutions to ethical dilemmas. Adaptability. Another benefit is its promotion of overall well-being, promotion of overall well-being. Now, by aiming to maximize the overall good, utilitarianism encourages decisions that benefit the majority of stakeholders, including employees, including the suppliers, the shareholders, and so on. Promotion of overall well-being, because we say that this theory suggests that an action should be one that produces the greatest amount of happiness to the greatest number of people. Promotion of overall well-being. Number four, the fourth benefit is in relation to decisions. Structured decision making. Structured decision making. It offers a systematic approach to decision making, encouraging companies to evaluate their potential consequences of different actions and to choose the one with the most favorable overall outcome, the greatest number of people, the greatest amount of happiness or pleasure for the greatest number of people. So it offers a systematic approach to decision making, which then encourages companies to evaluate potential consequences of different actions. And that is what we are referring to as structured decision making, systematic decision making. Before a decision is made, the company has to evaluate its impact or its consequences, and then the company chooses the one with the most favorable overall outcome. The company chooses the one with the greatest amount of pleasure for the greatest number of people. Structured decision making. Then five, there is also emphasis on efficiency. Emphasis on efficiency is a benefit. Utilitarianism promotes efficiency by seeking to achieve the greatest good with the least amount of resources, and that is efficiency. Efficiency means attaining great amount of outcomes with the least amount of resources. So this theory, utilitarian theory, promotes efficiency. It emphasizes efficiency. It ensures that the company seeks to achieve the greatest good with the least amount of resources. All right? With the least amount of resources, encouraging companies to optimize their operations for maximum benefit. Emphasis on efficiency. Emphasis on efficiency. So these are 5 benefits. Then we have limitations of utilitarianism theory. The first obvious limitation is one relating to quantifying utility. Difficulty in quantifying utility. Difficulty in quantifying utility. Assigning objective values to happiness or assigning values to well-being can be challenging, making it difficult to accurately assess the overall impact of a decision, especially when considering diverse stakeholders with varying preferences and so on. So it is not easy to quantify utility. Quantifying utility is a challenge as far as utilitarianism theory is concerned. There is also another challenge in relation to unequal distribution. There is potential for unequal distribution. Potential for unequal distribution. Now, while utilitarianism aims for greatest good for the greatest number, it may lead to unequal distribution of benefits and also burdens, potentially neglecting the interests of minority stakeholders or the interest of the vulnerable groups. Number 3, disregard for individual rights is a challenge. Disregard for individual rights is a challenge. That is to mean that the pursuit of maximizing overall utility may overlook the rights and interests of individuals, potentially justifying actions that harm or exploit individuals for the perceived benefit of the majority. While seeking to maximize utility or happiness or pleasure for the majority, individual rights may be disregarded. That's what I mean. That is a limitation. The 4th limitation is that of ignoring intentions. Ignoring intentions. Utilitarianism focuses solely on outcomes, potentially neglecting the ethical considerations behind actions, even if they lead to positive results. And that can raise concerns about the justification of unethical means for achieving desirable ends. Ignoring intentions. This theory ignores good intentions, and that is a challenge. There is yet another limitation in regard to stakeholder analysis. Complexity in stakeholder analysis. Complexity in stakeholder analysis. This means that this complexity arises when trying to identify and weigh the interests of all stakeholders, which can be complex, it can be time consuming, especially in large organizations with diverse interests, and that can lead to difficulties in accurately assessing the overall impact of a decision on all the relevant parties. So these are 5 limitations, 5 benefits. First benefit, we say that it focuses on tangible outcomes. Tangible outcomes. Adaptability. Promotion of overall well-being. This theory promotes overall well-being of all the stakeholders, structured decision-making, and emphasis on efficiency. There are also limitations. Number one, difficulty in quantifying utility. There is potential for unequal distribution, disregard for individual rights, ignoring intentions, and complexity in stakeholder analysis. So that marks the end of the lesson, where we have studied the utilitarianism theory, which you say that this theory suggests that an action that is to be taken, a decision that a company takes, should be one that produces the greatest amount of pleasure for the greatest number of people. I'll leave you with an assignment, which is based on what you've just learned. Assignment. Outline the benefits and challenges of the utilitarianism theory. Thank you for attending the lesson. We will continue to study theories of corporate governance and ethics in our next session. Bye-bye.